we have it more than banking it, we intend to pay for it on retirement. And we're gonna have to put a dollar figure with that unused sick leave. If that's what we're gonna do with it. That's the dilemma the council's got about budgeting.
But with these gentlemen, we've already told them something, so we can't just say we're gonna just drop the 400 hours that they have right now.
No, they
I'm
can
not
call their
suggesting-
No, I know you're not.
Yeah.
I know you're not. I'm saying that as a body, we can't just say, well, Danny Aranda has 400 hours and we're just gonna forget about it. No.
Right.
No.
We have to honor something that the previous councils have committed to.
Yes.
Maybe not.
There you go.
I think the
Maybe
argument
time
is,
But they're not losing their hours, they're gonna have them like grandfathered in, so to speak. Whatever they have up to September 30th still
Right.
stays with them.
Okay, let's use me as an example. If I have 1,000 hours of sick leave and come October 1, what happens?
You still have
Keep
those
it.
1,000.
I keep it, I still have 1,000, but I no longer accumulate any more
Therefore.
than.
You're not gonna accumulate any
I won't
hours.
accumulate any more until I get down to 480.
What happens if she wants to retire in January? And she still has that?
I lose
she
it.
can't use it.
I lose
We
it.
don't pay out.
Doesn't get paid.
We don't pay out.
Okay.
see, but I think,
Well, how come in the old
Aranda's
says you do pay out,
argument
is they pay you a lump sum?
is that
The
he's
vacation
upset
is paid
because he
out.
can't use it
No,
when
it's
he
a
retires.
That's a con-
If he wants to retire early, he can't use the sick leave.
And he's
And
saying
also
that
that's
the
sick
old
That's his
employee
argument.
handbook.
The sick leave, you weren't paid out, you were allowed to take
Well,
30
no,
days
it's
of sick leave
time
towards
off,
your
because
retirement.
he's talking about moving.
Madam Mayor,
when they left.
can we come back
Yeah,
to
they were,
this
they were not
issue
working.
with,
so they didn't pay.
that Danny and the manager, when she comes back, because we're gonna be here a good while. And
Okay,
move on.
page 30. I see we've got all holidays out.
Well, they're all there.
Let me say los enojados.
Huh?
And,
Me and the matter, I work holiday anyway,
I mean, 30 is just like the old, the old.
Nothing changed there.
Well, on 30, you've got one addition there, and the employee must provide an obituary or funeral notice.
No, that's okay.
There was even italicized, like it is?
No, I just did it that way on this one, and y'all did it the same.
Okay.
It's
So
just,
it's been-
so they see that, yeah, that's been.
Margaret, on the holidays, do we have to put in there that Friday, aren't they closed on Friday of Peanut Festival?
No, because
No.
that's not an official one.
Okay, so how do we
That's why it's
account
not
for
on.
that?
Y'all
So
vote
what
on
page are
it.
you on? Okay.
When you approve the holidays that we vote on every year, that's included. So the Thursday and Friday is included. So, well, I mean, if y'all wanna take it out, you can. You know, he says make on Peanut Festival, and I said, well, we
That's
can
voted
take it,
on every
yeah.
year.
So we can take it off.
I'm looking at it.
Say it again.
I think you're lucky, 'cause she's on top of
At
here.
the bottom on 31, what we cleaned up a little bit is the vacation, the years of service and the vacation days per year. It's at 1 year of service, you're getting 10 days. At 2 to 5 years, it's 12 days. At 6 to 10 years, it's 15 days. And in 11 and over, it's 20 days. That's pretty good.
I want to make a point on it, military leave. You know, when they go into the military, they can come back and work. But it doesn't say that we have to give them back the same job. Because when they leave, we replace them. So let's say they come back and the only opening we have is in the sewer plant. And they say, I'm not going to work in the sewer plant. Well, they rejected that job. So we need to put something in here that says, we're not guaranteeing you your same job when you come back.
But we're gonna have to guarantee the comparable pay.
Yeah, well, that's okay, but if he refuses to work in the sewer plant, that's the only
Available slot.
available slot.
So we can't create the position.
No, right.
Gotta change it.
So that's gotta be specific, we can't say him or his or her.
When adding that in,
can you also add, this is your discretion, that when a position in your old field comes back, if it opens up, you're first in line to jump back in it? So let's just say I get called off to go to Iraq, y'all fill my position, I come back, I take a job with the water department, but as soon as another police officer job opens up, I can jump back into
Well,
it.
let's say that that individual came to work for us and he was here for 2 years. And then he decided to go into the military, okay? And he's there 4 years, okay? Then he decides to come back. Well, meanwhile, we hired someone else that's been in that position, been here for 4 years, and that individual wants to apply for that. So who do we give it to? Because that individual has been here 4 years,
Doing the job.
doing the job, or
Well, I think
doing the
this-
job.
This only applies to someone who
Who's in the
is
reserves?
in the
Who's in
reserves and gets
reserves?
called to active
Get
duty.
Yes.
this called
I can't just go
active
join the
duty.
military and go take
No.
4 to 8
Yeah.
years off
No.
and expect to come back and get a job.
That's just
Yeah.
This is
No,
for
sorry, for reserve.
reserves.
Or National
Well,
Guard.
I don't know that because
Yeah.
I worked in personnel when I worked in San Antonio. And I had an individual that, he worked there and he left. He only worked like 2 years. And then he left to go to the military. He wasn't in the reserves. He went straight. So
He
when
just
came
went and
back-
signed up and
he
swear
went and
one
signed
day.
up,
Then
came
that
back,
would be
came back,
That would be him quitting.
came
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And that's what I couldn't figure out. He came back to do the exact same job after 4 years. And I said, well, why'd you leave?
Wow.
You know, to do the exact same job.
That I don't even get, so I understand what you're saying.
So that's,
I'm more concerned with the guy that's in the reserves,
Right.
doing the full-time job and then automatically gets called up,
Yeah.
doesn't have a
Right.
choice.
yeah,
That guy took a
Reserve
choice.
Military
yeah,
serviceman?
yeah.
I'm putting reserve.
Or National Guard, because it's,
Reserves it's a combination of everything,
Both.
reserves. Air National Guard, Air Force, reserves.
All right, so we're gonna say anybody who's called up, in other words, it's an involuntary call. That's what you're trying to define.
Right.
And the reemployment shall be based on the pay schedule, is this the person that continues employment? Is that basically what you're saying? Whatever the position is.
Whatever the position is.
He may be, or she may be working in Parks Department, or maybe working in the office.
If he was in Parks Department left, and comes back, and then we have several back positions, and we're not going to go back in the Parks.
That's all right.
Whatever position is available.
You see that?
On 32, the update again on 32 on, in reference to vacation. That one also is just like the sick leave. Henrietta asked that it be worded, you take it either in full or half days, which would be the 8 hours or the 4 hours. So that wording is put in there.
What's that?
32,
Okay.
We're talking vacation, right?
vacation, I'm still on vacation.
All right.
32.
But shouldn't vacation be vacation like a week at
Well,
a time?
you can take like half days. I take lots of half days depending on what the kids have in school or, you
Yeah.
know,
Can we take it 2 weeks at a time?
as long as it's approved by your supervisor.
That's it, that's your limit, 2 weeks?
No, I'm
Sure.
sure if you wanted to
More?
take one
For you,
off,
it's
as
1
long
day,
as
that
it would be approved.
No, I never take off, I can't. Who's gonna take my place? Nobody.
Exactly, that's the way I am.
That's, you know, I can't.
Your assistant, the big boy.
Like me too, I can't, like I said, I can't take off. I'm the only one that.
Same here. Does it come in the weekends, they check or what?
Well, yeah, on the standby.
So you have other people.
So Eli, you never take off?
Very rarely.
Why? Because there's no
There's nobody else? Okay.
We only have one mechanic.
We only have the one
And
mechanic.
he's always working on our police cars.
Yeah.
The other day we thought the CDR was.
I mean, I work it out to where I try to finish
He
what I
does.
have, and I
Yeah.
get with Monica or Miss Turner and tell them, hey, I need a day off here or there, but take a week off, it's hard,
I'm glad that we have him.
it's hard.
Or maybe you can make an exception that week so that you can take your vacation as a week,
Nobody
a
buys.
service job in town,
But see, but you accepted that
for
job.
emergencies.
Oh, no, I ain't got no problems with it.
You know what you're
It's like-
getting into.
It's like I went on call with these guys because I was on call
He is
all the
on the
time,
on-call roster.
round,
He took it.
year round.
On
Okay,
the
so
on-call.
I went on call with these guys in the water department to get an extra 4 hours and get a little bit overtime. Cause you, thank God, you don't get called out much, but I'm still there.
And then you take the trash on Saturdays
Trash
too,
too.
he's on the trash.
And I volunteer on the brush.
We don't have a lot of guys like that.
We'll do to give you work, that's why.
So you can pay for her trips.
Yeah.
You?
Oh, yeah.
I know, that's my overtime right there.
33?
Is that on the?
32.
I've got a question on 32.
So,
I do too.
we're back on 32. Okay, now what's changing here is currently in our current handbook, we have that all the unused vacation that you have rolls over into the next year. Here, we're capping it that an employee may carry over 2 weeks, which is equals to 80 hours for the city employees. For the PD, it would be 100 hours because they work 10-hour shifts of unused accrued vacation days to the next year.
So that means they have to take vacation.
Right.
It's pushing it to where you have to take a vacation, you have to take time off, be with your family, take time off away from work.
And
It
see,
makes them a safer employee.
we did have a little bit of a disagreement with that when we were, and Councilman Ortiz will let you know during the CBA is, because now these days, you know, good employees are hard to find. And by putting a restriction, you know, because other jobs have a little bit more time that you can carry over. We do agree by putting a cap to it, but at least something that we can negotiate, and something reasonable that benefits your longtime employees, because what happens is, now these days, our workforce is getting younger, and these young guys wanna come in and just jump straight to the top, and then if they don't get what they want, they leave. And then now you have a staffing problem because you don't have these older employees that, you know, donate, or they put their time in and they're here to stay and be beneficial to the city. And by you kind of not coming to an agreement by upping these days a little bit, because I understand it's a finance issue, it's a budget issue, but please consider, you know, more than 2 weeks and 80 hours.
Okay, Chief. We agreed not to put CBA in this meeting tonight.
Well, no, yeah, but
Well, no, I'm trying to get this meeting moved forward.
Yeah.
Our agreement was CBA comes up when CBA comes up. It's not on the agenda tonight.
it's
The
just.
principle you're making, I think, is an important one, but CBA is not here.
But I just didn't want to seem inconsiderate for all the other employees.
But you're not here to speak for all the other employees.
No, I'm not here to speak for, I'm just, you know, I just don't want to create an issue between, you know, the civil and then the police, you know, and then, and they're saying, well, why do they this, and, you know, I'm just.
Mr. Mitchell, did you have a question? You said you had a question on page 32.
No, ma'am, I'm good.
That's all I just wanted to put out, that's it.
Mayor?
And I can understand George's argument, but I'm gonna tell you, there's some companies that have zero carryover.
Right.
Yes.
And a lot of the companies are doing that now.
A lot of
And I can speak for my company. I have,
Yeah, it's a big company.
I think I have 5 weeks vacation plus other days. I carry over 0.
From year to year?
So do
Year
you
to
take the
year.
5 weeks?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Okay,
Okay.
what about the people that
Wait.
already,
Wait,
go ahead.
Okay, an employee, okay, so that's where we're capping it. It also has to do with the audits, our audits, because we're showing all these hours, again, banking. So that means that for all those hours, we're being asked, if this employee were to leave tomorrow, do you have the finance to pay them out? and we
If they
don't.
leave the first week in the new budget
Right.
year.
Right,
And
we
we don't.
don't have the money
And we
to pay them.
Right, so that is the reason why, again, it's been changed to carry over the 2 weeks, which is the 80 hours for the city employees of unused accrued vacation days that you could roll over into the next year. Okay. Any of the hours that you have at this time, that the employee has at this time, they're not losing it.
They get to use it.
It's gonna go over.
It's gonna take time.
It's gonna go over, but we have to decide a date of when you're gonna have, okay, a time limit of when you are gonna use up this time.
Well, like the street department, there's probably not a lot of streets done during the winter, so it
Right,
encourages some of
what
those
time do they
employees.
go?
And the park.
And the
parks.
parks.
But here's the problem with that, Margaret. The language we have here today, tonight, does not recognize what we've done in the past.
What do you mean, what we've done in the past?
Well, the grandfathering issue that's been talked about here.
Yeah, but that was
Well,
on.
we're not grandfathered
We're not
anyway.
grandfathered,
No
but they
one's been
did
grandfathered.
before, it was
No.
by council approval,
Right,
right?
what we're talking about is, when you said right now, banking, whatever they have, they keep it, but they're gonna have a time limit.
Yeah, I see what Lou
Savings
says.
by the next
No, I understand what
year.
Lou says, you know, we're not addressing anything that's
Yeah.
already accumulated.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so
That should be
we
in.
can put that in here, but we also have to decide, or y'all have to decide a limit, a date.
Well, let Henrietta come up with a timeframe.
Because I think that it was that if I have 500 hours, you know, then you have to give me until September of next year, of 2016,
To use up
To
to
use
use up my time. It's not gonna be in 2 weeks, or it's not gonna be in
No.
3 months. You know, they're talking about by September 30th, I need to be down to 2 weeks, or I
Okay,
lose
now,
it.
what
Then
happens
you
to
lose
those
it.
2 weeks?
Yeah,
they're
and that might
going
have to be
to
done
roll
on an individual basis
The following
too.
year, they get to roll over another 2 weeks, or they have to use those 2 weeks?
Every year.
Good question, because it's
every
not in
year-
here.
Yeah, it has to
Every
be on
year,
there.
you get to roll over 2 weeks.
That means that in 2 years, I could have 4 weeks?
No,
That's
Okay,
true.
then we need to
you
put
only
that in.
roll over two.
Okay,
But that's,
we
but
need to
that's,
put
but
that in
that's
there.
what
The mayor's
they
making a
carry
point
over.
Right,
The
2
mayor's
weeks.
making excuse me, Mark. The mayor's making a point that I got in a long argument with my wife about this, of her HR experience. If this came about in August, you've had 2 weeks from the last year. You've earned almost 2 weeks this year. Is that 3 3/4 weeks?
No, but I thought this employee handbook wouldn't go into effect until October
This
1.
employee.
I understand
okay,
that,
And
but-
the wording that we need to put in here is, okay, if this employee's handbook is passed, it goes into effect October 1.
I know.
But the vacation time
Mhm.
is given out on the anniversary date.
I understand.
So if my anniversary date is January 1, okay, in December, by December 31st,
And I don't know that we've that clear about vacation date starts in January 1.
No, it starts on your
I'm using me
anniversary
and
date.
myself as an
Starts on your
example.
anniversary
I'm
date.
It
using
starts on
myself
your
as an example.
anniversary date.
If my anniversary date is January 1, I'm gonna get my vacation, I'm gonna get my 4 weeks for the next year. If as of December 31st, if I have over the 2 weeks, then I'm only rolling over 2 weeks.
You've lost the other 2 weeks.
Yes.
That's my question,
So-
that needs to be put in there.
Right, so it's gonna be specific, and you're not gonna lose, you're not gonna have employees that are losing hours.
No, they'll- hopefully they'll
They're
take
gonna take-
No, yeah. But all it's gonna be is she needs to decide to give them a day to use
We need
it,
to
so.
decide
It just
on-
has to be, it has to
Yeah.
be specified in here so
Right.
that they understand.
Right.
Right, and then but the date doesn't need to necessarily be in here.
Yes, it does.
That's okay, so like if she chooses September 1 of 2017, then,
That's it? Or you still have 2 weeks?
you know, then that means you have to use your 1,000 hours of vacation by September of 2017.
The way that Margaret
Right.
explained it to me,
No.
said you want- you
could roll over
2 weeks.
Okay.
Why don't we start a set date instead of all this anniversaries?
I guess of January 1 or something like that.
Exactly, and you know what, we are gonna honor all those,
Mhm.
but you know what, we're gonna start here, the whole year, and it stops here, and we're gonna start, and not be jumping.
Why
We're
did
not
you change
jumping,
it?
it's gonna start, it goes
Yes.
in, no, we're not
No.
jumping. It goes, the handbook will go into effect October 1,
Okay.
okay? As of October 1, no one is losing any hours. You're not losing any hours. Whatever you've accumulated right now, vacation, you're keeping it.
Okay.
You're keeping those hours. Now, the date that we have to set is, like if we say, okay, since we're changing it to where you're only gonna be able to roll over 2 weeks, 80 hours, okay? But you have 500 hours that you need to use up. Okay, we're going to say, okay, we're going to say by September 30th of 2016, you have to use up your vacation, you have to take up your vacation and use up your time. Because then, October 1, we're starting where you can only roll over the two weeks.
So if I
You're not
have,
gonna
so,
lose
so
it.
after, like, I have 500 hours and I'm taking time. So if on
Right.
September 30, or on October 1, I have
There should be a
85
deadline.
hours,
Right, there has to be a
I'm gonna
deadline.
lose 5 hours. It's only gonna
We
carry
have to
the
give
8.
them
That's
that,
what I
Get
was,
it?
yes,
right,
that's what I was gonna say.
yeah,
Yeah.
to use up that.
So,
You can still give them a year.
Right.
yeah, or whatever.
You
She
still
may
giving
say-
them a whole
you know, and
year.
we're saying a year, but they may say 2 years, whatever they
The
decide.
handbook's gonna be there, but it's not gonna go into effect until October of next year.
Right.
Right,
The-
that's
this
by then,
handbook-
you should be able to
This
have only
handbook will
2
go
weeks.
into effect by
Yeah.
October 1, but for those employees
With the
who
hours.
have a lot of hours,
Yeah.
1,000 hours or
Yeah.
500 hours, you're gonna have whatever they decide. Her and Ms. Turner will decide
Yeah, what they,
what date, by September of 2017 or September of 2016. You have a year to do your 420 hours.
We,